Hello and welcome back. Today we are in Telemark. It's a region of Norway, often called Norway in miniature. It got it all, it got coast, it got mountains, and it got history. Yeah, so it seems like there's no buses going for the moment. There was a bus going 5 minutes ago, just barely corresponding with the train. But that was too much to expect. So now I'm going to try the old trick, hitchhiking. Let's see if I can have some luck getting a hike. Well, I got a hike, and now I'm going to check out an older railroad bridge that I think is up this forest path. So let's go. Juxa Bridge is a part of the Bratsburg line going from the coast and up into the mountains. It was actually meant as a stone bridge, but due to the rush to get it built, it was decided that they build it in steel instead. The bridge has a span of 84 meters, and the height from the middle and down to the river below is 60 meters. The railway was constructed to move industrial goods down from the mountains and to the coast where it could be exported on ships. Norway was actually a big exporter of electrochemical goods before the oil adventure. On this photo you can see the engineer posing under the bridge in April 1916. The bridge was put to use later that year. You see up there, that's power lines. That's important, remember. Yeah, finally arrived at Notodden. Let's see if I can find the place where I'm staying tonight. Yeah, I got the key. This is the door. Let's check it out. Bed, yeah, or the kitchen. Hopefully, toilet. Yeah, not too shabby. Now that I had some rest, I'm gonna see if I can find some food around here. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Junk food. This burger is heading for my stomach. Now that's taken care of. Let's check out the sights. In the beginning of the 1900s, there was no city here, only waterfalls. Here, where Tin River runs into Heddal Lake, this is where Notodden city will come to be. And it was all because of fertilizers. In 1902, a team at Niagara Falls was able to harvest nitrogen directly from the air using an electric arc. But the process was not commercially viable due to extreme energy requirements. The race was on. The idea existed, but not the industry. In Christiania, the capital of Norway, the experimentalist would meet the industrialist. In 1903, Christian Birkeland and Sam Eide joined forces. Birkeland brought the science, Eide had the industrial vision. Birkeland, a physicist, was already known for his research on the aurora borealis and was an expert in electromagnetic fields. Eide was an engineer who already sat on the rights to many of Norway's waterfalls. Together, they had a firm belief that artificial lightning was the road to unlock the nitrogen from the air. Birkeland developed the electric arc furnaces, where air was forced through extreme heat. Nitrogen and oxygen reacted and were transformed into nitric acid. And from processing the nitric acid, they made calcium nitrate fertilizer, known as Norgesalpeter. In 1905, Norsk Hydro was founded around this new method. Investment capital flowed into Norway from abroad. But now they had to prove this could be done at an industrial scale. At the banks of the Tin River, at Heddal Lake, a test factory was built. And in 1907, industrial production began. Notodden became a scaled-up laboratory for the modern age. Here, waterfalls, science, capital and engineering came together, and air became fertilizer. Behind me you can see the timber slide, because back in the day they transported timber on the rivers. When they put up the dams that block the timber transport, they have to like bypass the dam, and you build a slide. Slide the timber with water. See these stones here? These are millstones. You spin these around and put the flour or the grain in, and you get yourself some flour. See, there's a lot of them going all the way. This is the hydro station. You lead all the water into these pipes. The pipes go down into turbines that generate electricity in this power station. Yes. Look at that. Definitely not modern architecture. Ah, those were the days. Yeah, nice place. This is the house of the boss, CEO. Built for Sam Eide, and he actually lived there for a while. building is from 1906. Yeah, kind of fancy. Ha! Look at this. They knew how to build back in the day. Kind of a nice view too, don't you think? This is Heddal Lake. Before the railroad was completed, they transported the finished product on these huge barges. There's a kind of a culture up here, driving it around those cars. I really like the architects of the early 19th century. They got all these new materials like glass, concrete and steel, but still there's no flat roofs and the columns are still visible. They make building with an obvious respect for the past. New materials, new buildings, but with lines stretching back to antiquity. That must be the residence of the local wizard. Or maybe not. This is a turbine. This is also a turbine. That's architecture. That's the physicist. This is Heddal Stave Church, built in the 1200s and is the largest stave church in Norway. You can smell the Middle Ages, the smell of tar and old wood. Look at the details on the portal. Definitely heritage from Old Norse tradition, dating back almost to the Viking Age. So you see these columns? These go all around in the core and is the so-called staves that the church type is called after. All around inside this square. So all of the structure rests on these columns. This right here, this is the bell tower. Back in the day, most of the churches didn't have its own bell tower integrated in the church. So they had these external ones just on the side of the church. As I said in the beginning, Telemark has it all. Coast, rivers, fjords and mountains. Medieval buildings and picturesque farmland.
Telemark was regarded as unexplored, mythical and remote, and this shines through when looking at old maps of Norway. Telemark is mostly a white spot on the Norwegian geography. It was an attractive destination for the first generation of European tourists during the Romantic period. Thomas Forster, an English traveller in the late 1840s, sums up Telemark in the following way.
Thus we have a landscape of the very highest order, Norway's answer to Lauterbrunnen and Grindelwald. It all lies within a circle of 50 or 60 miles from Mount Gausta and is easily accessible from Christiania and Drammen. And for anyone who during a short trip wishes to experience some of the most remarkable parts of the Norwegian landscape, I would warmly recommend this journey.